Hey there! Congratulations first of all for completing your week 0 task. So, do you know what we are going to do today? We are going to cook a recipe. Right. We are going to cook a recipe of creating dashboards. There will be 10 simple steps, and if you follow all of the steps along with me, you will be able to create your first data story within no time. So, do you want to see what the final result is going to be? This is what it's going to look like. Are you excited for it? So let's get over and see what we're going to do. These are the steps that you need to follow in order to cook your own dashboard. First thing that is important while cooking a recipe is to gather the ingredients, right? In our case, the dataset is going to be the ingredients. So this is our dataset that we are going to work with. If you see carefully, we have a variety of ingredients that are there in the dataset. Each of them are going to play a special role in creating the dashboard, whether be it a categorical data or whether be it a numerical data. So the first step that you need to follow is to select the complete dataset. We can click anywhere inside the dataset that we have given. We can go to the insert button and click on the table option. This is going to select automatically the complete dataset that you have. It is asking whether your dataset is having headers, and you do have headers, which are these names that are on the top of the columns. So you can press OK on with it and it will automatically create the first table. Go to the design option and give the table an intuitive name. Over here there is the table name. We will call it data, for example. The next step that we are going to follow is to fire up your first pivot chart. How you are going to do this? Select anywhere inside the table that you have now created. Go to the insert option. Over here you will see pivot chart options. Click on pivot chart options. It will automatically select the dataset and the name that you have given. This is where it's going to be interesting. So it automatically takes the name of the table and it's showing you where the first pivot chart is going to go, whether it's going to go on a new sheet or an existing sheet. We will do a new sheet and press OK, and a new sheet is automatically created. Over here we can see the pivot chart, and over here is the pivot table. Over here you have all the column names that were there in your original dataset, which you can use in order to create or populate your first pivot chart. I will show you an example. For example, what I want to find out is the regional profit and sales. So we can click on the region out over here and put it in the rows. See, the regions already populated this. The next thing that we are going to do is to put the sales value out over here, and it's automatically populated with the sales, and the chart has also been created along with it. You can also add the profit value, which is given over here. Always try to remember a categorical value's best place will be to go into the rows and columns, and a numerical value's best place will be to go into the values place. That is how you are going to create your first pivot chart. Quite simple, right? The next thing that we will do is to convert these into dollar values, because these are in dollars. So over here you have various options that you can select. I will be selecting the dollar and reduce the number of zeros to this. Okay. Now you can spice up your pivot chart with whatever option that you want to do. Maybe I want to change the chart type that we have. I want it to be a bar type and a clustered one, so that I get the profit and sales in the same line. So the next step while creating your data story would be the introduction of slicers. What are slicers? You can go to the analyze option, click on the insert slicer, and over here you will get all the column names that you are going to work with. In our case, let's take for example years as the example. So what a slicer does is to filter out your data according to certain criteria. In this case, we will be selecting the years for which we want to select the data, for which we want to see the data. Let's see how that works. If we select 2019, the data changes and you will only see the 2019 values out over here. See, all of these are dynamic, and this is what changes our dashboard into a dynamic data story. You can click on the cross one to select all of this. In sometimes you can see there are blank options out over here. You can right click on it, go to the slicer settings and hide items with no data in order to remove these things. So this is how you are going to have your first slicer too. Now what you need to do is to build up more pivot charts that can support your data story. Let's go ahead and maybe try to see what is the trend of the, for example, sales and profit. Okay. And if you want to see the quarterly sales also in the same thing, you will see if you expand on this, the quarter sales comes. The easier way to do it is to right click on it, go to expand and collapse, and expand the entire field. The whole field is expanded and you see the chart automatically populating according to how you need. I will delete this for the time being. And you can again format it in the way that you have done the other things. The next thing that I'm going to show you is how you can link slicers with multiple values. Currently, if you see, if I click on the 2019, only this thing is changing, right? What I want to do is right click on it, go to report connections, and then click on the other pivot table that we have created. If you press OK, see, this thing has already changed and only 2019 is here. If I cross it, both of these are changing simultaneously. That is how you are going to connect multiple pivot charts with a single slicer. So there is a shortcut how you can create this pivot tables and pivot chart easily every time. You can copy it and paste it out over here and it will create your pivot table automatically. Go to the field list so that you don't need to create it again. What I want this time is not sales but the profit value. The other way to bring a pivot chart is to go to the analyze option, click on pivot chart, and you have your pivot chart out over here. I will again go with the line option, click on this, press OK. So I have the line chart for the profits. If you click 2019, see all of these are changing simultaneously. Great. I will paste it along here. The next thing that I'm going to show is how to select the top 5 or the bottom 5 values. Go to the previous sheet that we have done. This time what we are going to do is, for example, let's see what are the 3 bottom subcategories that are not doing good. Okay, so let's bring in the subcategories out over here. We will do a similar kind of thing. We will bring in the sales and the profit. Change these to dollar values. Now what I want is to show only the bottom 3 values, for example. So I can click on this. There is a value filter out over here where you can do what are the top or the bottom items. So I want the bottom items that are not bringing in profit. So I can click on the profit and select this to be 3 items. Okay. See, this automatically changed into 3 bottommost items. I want to change the chart type to a bar type. And let's do it clustered. So what you need to do now is to garnish the final dashboard that you have created. Put everything in place, how they are going to look, bring all the slices that you are going to use, and you will be creating a dashboard in less than 30 minutes. I have already created a version of it that you can see out over here. These are using the similar strategies that we have already seen. We have brought in the bottom 3 subcategories, the regional background, and the profit and sales chart out over here. So this is what a complete dashboard may look like. You can play around with the different looks and feels and come up with an awesome data story. Best of luck for the week ahead.